fucking hot in this room. I need people to donate monies to Nerd Cult Underground so that I can fix my air conditioning. The goal is $7,000. Let's go.
Why don't you start a Kickstarter?
I just did.
Oh, I think there's a website, man.
No, those don't work. I just say it on the podcast, and Wakefield sends the money. That's how it's supposed to work.
Oh, Wakefield, yeah, that's right. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm broken. I fell down the stairs. Your air conditioning is important, but I think I might be dying.
Because you fell down which stairs?
Stairs in my house.
You've got multiple stairs in your house. Like
I fell down all of them.
You just started at the wooden stairs, and then you fell down like the concrete stairs that go to your garage, and when you were trying to get back up, you fell down the stairs in the front.
Yeah, no, the inside stairs. Wooden ones. Yeah, I turned on that little landing part, and like I felt my feet go horizontal. And like the whole time I'm thinking like I the whole way down I was hoping for an opportunity to like regain my balance and like catch my like, because I've slipped down the stairs before but always caught myself. I kept waiting for that moment to catch myself, and then I was like, oh shit, that's not gonna happen. As my ribs came crashing down on the steps and I slid. And
is that why like did you text me at the top of the stairs and say I'm on my way, fool? And
oh no, this was like earlier today. I fell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know how that is though, because like the other day I was like, you know, like at some point it rained so hard that it created this like long divot in my fucking driveway in the gravel. And one day I don't know what I was doing, but I was having a shitty day.
Yeah.
So that made it even worse. And I stepped in it and it twisted my ankle and I tripped. And usually if I trip over stuff, like I'm pretty good at regaining my balance.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing like you said. At some point I'm just like, I'm just going to have to let this fucking happen.
You accept it. And it's just, yeah. And that acceptance is just like, fuck.
I laid on the fucking ground for a while, like, fuck the world.
Yeah. I slid, and when I got to the bottom, I was just like, sat there going, it's so much worse now. Yeah. Like, the older you get.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at 37, I was laying there thinking, oh, I just broke every bone in my body. Mm-hmm. Brittany's going to come home and find me in the driveway.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
I really had to negotiate with myself, like, even I'm gonna walk it off like I'm not terribly injured, because if I accept I'm terribly injured, then I have to accept I'm old and go to the doctor and shit. So
yeah,
let's just pretend I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like Daredevil after getting the shit kicked out of him. Just like the way he looks is how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Broken, bruised, a little hungry.
Broken, bruised, and sore.
Yeah. Nothing is going on. I don't think it feels that bad in here though without AC.
I'm burning up.
Well, because your eyes on fire. I had nothing. I'm sorry.
I'm white.
You are kind of white.
Yeah. That's weird.
I didn't want to say anything.
I mean, I accept it. Oh, the other day I was referred to at the shop as the heavy one.
That's a real dick move, Connor.
It is what it is. No, Connie wasn't there. It was Andrew.
Andrew said that about you?
Yeah.
And his pink ass hair?
Yeah.
Slap him in the face.
I did.
Good. Problem solved.
Yeah. I felt better about it. So
that's fucked up.
The Walking Dead ended.
Yeah. Surprise. How was it? Did everyone die? The end?
No. Like the last issue like went forward like several years to where Carl is an adult and he's married to
a zombie because they got equal rights now.
Yeah. No, he's married to that girl
Shaun of the Dead
who's been with him for, from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they have a daughter, and like they've managed to make peace enough to where like their daughter is like 6 and has never seen a walker.
Yeah.
And And then like this guy who is Maggie and Glenn's son, he has like this traveling sideshow where he just like shows people zombies.
Yeah, that's cool.
And one of them gets out and gets in Carl's yard, and Carl kills it.
Yeah,
because that's what he's done with zombies since he was a kid.
Yeah.
and the dude takes him to court over it for destroying his property. And like they tell Carl, and okay, I'm just telling you the whole fucking story.
Whatever.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't give
if
shit.
you haven't gotten Walking Dead 193 by now, you're probably not going to get it.
just like
it
it was
fucking sold out in under 5 minutes at my shop.
Just like it was a surprise ending, this is a surprise spoiler.
Yeah.
We're holding true to the...
He fucking... So, like, he goes to court, and, of course, like, the dude, like, his mom is Maggie, and she's got, like, a lot of power, and, like, she might be mayor, I think, at this point. But, shit. Like, he says, he gets punished, and they say, okay, you're not going to go to jail, but you do have to find a replacement walker for him. And so he goes... At night, he goes into dude's camper and like kills all of his zombies.
Oh shit!
Just fucking kills them all, and then goes on because his job is to go on missions and like he goes around and travels and stuff like that. And when he comes back, and you get to meet, you see where some of the characters are now.
Yeah.
And then when he comes back, like he has to go to court, like high court.
Yeah.
And the judge is Michonne. And Michonne's like, I heard you did it with my sword, and he was like, it was pretty cool. And she just lets him go, and like I think she like changes a law to protect him or something like that. But yeah, it's like it ends with like there's this big statue of Rick outside, and he's just like this legend now. And Robert Kirkman has like a 4 fucking page goodbye letter where he basically says, I hate it when you know something's about to end.
Yeah. I mean, that is cool that he did that.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. As from a professional standpoint, we found out about it when everyone else did.
Yeah.
We get our truck on Tuesday. On Monday, Asher messaged me and said, I heard on Reddit that this next issue of Walking Dead is going to be the last issue. And I pulled out the previews and I said, I don't know, dude. It's still solicited for like 2 more issues.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything on Reddit. That's nonsense.
Yeah.
And then Rick heard about it through one of the message boards he's on for store owners. And I was like, okay, there might be something to this.
Oh, shit.
And then so when we got our truck, I popped open one of the boxes, or I popped open several of the boxes to try to find a copy of it.
Yeah.
And I pulled it out and it was fucking thick. And I'll give him this. It was thick and it was still $3.99. So, nice. All right.
That's cool.
But I flipped to the end, and sure enough. And so, since Rick didn't know about it, he wasn't able to up the order.
Yeah, I hear nobody knew.
Yeah.
So it was
so that meant he ordered what people are already buying.
Yeah.
By the time we got through with people calling us and asking us to hold it for them and put it in their box and blah, 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 there were 2 copies on the wall when we opened.
Damn.
Under 5 minutes. All the speculators were after it.
I wonder why, though. Just to complete the series, I guess. And
because they knew people were going to be looking for it, and that's going to drive up the price.
Yeah,
they're going to flip it.
Damn,
fuckers. Man. I can't talk shit about speculators at work. I've already gotten in trouble for it, but I can do it here.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I did get in trouble for calling a customer a cocksucker.
Well, did he have it coming?
Yeah.
Well, then it's okay. Comic shops, I feel like, are one of those places where if you're a cocksucker, like you're fair game, man. Like you're even the people who you're among peers. You know what I mean? I guess it's still customer service and all that kind of shit, but at the same time,
I mean, I waited till the guy was gone, and I found out that he had bought.
Oh, see, I would have made the mistake.
Well, I didn't know at the time.
You didn't know he was a cocksucker.
I didn't know he was a cocksucker at the time.
Got it.
But like he had bought, like he tried to buy 3 copies of Power Rangers. I told him I could only sell him 2, and then he left. And when I took the 3rd copy to the wall, I saw that there was a sign on the wall that I put up that said "limit 1 copy," and I said, "God damn, motherfucking cocksucker!" Mm-hmm. Apparently, I said it louder than I thought I did. I was having a bad day. And another customer heard me and thought it was unprofessional and emailed Rick about it.
Whatever.
But I came out and I was like, yeah, that was me. I did it. And, Connie told me that it was homophobic, which I didn't understand, but,
I don't understand that either.
I guess it's implying that It's bad for a dude to suck a cock.
Well, I was taking it. Only guys suck cock.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, a lot of people suck cock, and Connie was like, yeah, but you
could be sexist. What up? It's offensive all the way around. It's an insult.
I'm like, whatever it is, it's offensive. Whatever.
Good. Yeah, but, that's the idea.
But yeah. But that's the comic book news for today.
Cool. Later, guys.
Yeah.
Flat Earth. Nothing else happened.
Far From Home?
No, not worth talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, that was the best fucking movie. Fuck that movie. That was amazing.
It was.
God, dude.
Best Spider-Man movie. The whole
best Spider-Man movie. It's one of the best MCU movies.
If you've never listened to an episode of Nerd Cult Underground, by the way, the NCU. We spoil the shit out of stuff, so now's your time to back out.
Don't know why you're here.
I don't know why you haven't watched it already, but either way, we're about to spoil some shit.
I might have cracked a rib.
Are you going to be okay? You need me to take you to the doctor?
We'll see.
I mean, we can record on my phone.
That would be fun.
On the way to the doctor. Doctor's like, do you have to be in here? Yeah, we still got 30 more minutes to go.
Yeah, we can't cut this short. Have you seen Far From Home?
Yeah, tell us what you thought.
Yeah, Mysterio.
That whole scene where he's fucking with Peter.
Yeah.
And you know what I heard? My friend Jesse told me that he saw it in 40X.
Oh, shit. I can't even imagine.
He said that it was so cool that, like, you know, the chairs rocked around whilst Peter was swinging, and that, like, water splashed up in his face.
For Hydro Man.
Yeah, and, like smoke came up whenever Mysterio was doing his thing. And I was like, holy shit, I need to go to this.
That's fucking cool. Damn,
he said it was like $25.
Yeah, but still, it's like a ride.
But yeah, it's a ride.
Yeah.
A 2-hour ride.
That's fucking great. The smoke would have been coming in for like the Mysterio.
That's what he said happened.
Trippy parts.
It was fucking cool.
That's really cool. Mysterio's top 3 MCU villains. To me. Because Mysterio was such a fucking kind of like realistic-ish, but still really fucking goofy villain.
Yeah.
And I mean, he has the globe head, and they even made the globe head work.
Yeah.
Like, even the way, well, spoilers, he's not a special effects guy. He's using drones and holograms,
which are special effects.
Essentially, yeah, but he's not a movie special effect guy, because that's what he was in the comics, right?
Yeah.
He was like more, but he still played that very theatrical kind of like personality.
How they went a route with him that I was hoping they would do in Batman with Black Mask, where he was like, you don't get respect unless you're wearing a cape.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, because he acted like a director.
Yeah.
And that was fucking great. And even when he wasn't in like the Mysterio suit, he was in the motion capture suit, essentially.
Yeah.
He still had the globe on his head.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just like, he's still Mysterio even when he's not Mysterio.
Yeah. I love the whole thing. I like how they finally, because it was up in the air whether or not Peter had the spider sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's difficult to have Peter beat Mysterio without spider sense, so they had to have it. Yeah. And so they did the whole Petey Tingle.
Yeah, I mean, he got one of those. He got a spider sense trigger in a Infinity War on the bus. The hair stood up on his arm.
Yeah.
So it's maybe it's more like a late onset ability. Like he's gonna be able to use it more now, because it didn't really seem like he did much of it in Homecoming, huh?
I'm trying to remember.
A little bit. I mean, his reflexes.
He did not catch when Vulture was coming after him.
Yeah.
In the street. He snatched his ass out of the air.
That's true. Yeah, maybe in the comics it's just way more.
Of course, maybe he didn't know what it meant.
That's true. Yeah, maybe he's putting that together now.
Yeah,
he's got that Peter tingle. He hasn't had time to name it Spider Sense or Spidey Sense.
So,
God, that was so.
I loved that. The only thing I didn't like about it was that
it ended.
Well, and it happened in like the greatest mid-credit scene ever of all time. But at the end of it, when they revealed his secret identity on the news, it's like he was the only one in the MCU who had a secret identity.
That's true.
And then they just fucked it. I was like, damn, come on now.
Well, I mean, it depends on how far back you want or what you include in the MCU. Which technically, the news anchor before Marissa found this online, the news anchor before J. Jonah Jameson pops up, he was in Daredevil and Punisher, so he's crossed over between.
He's in a lot of stuff. I think he's an actual news anchor.
Yeah? Okay. But he's been on all of them, so that ties.
Yeah, Brittany looked into all that. He's been in all sorts of stuff as a news anchor.
So, I mean, I like to think that it's a shared universe between the Netflix shows and the movies.
I've said ever since I saw the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, nobody can play J. Jonah Jameson.
No.
Now that they've got J.K. Simmons, and it just proves it.
Oh yeah.
Because even like during Amazing Spider-Man movies and Homecoming, I was like, I'm okay with Jameson not being there because
it has to be him.
It's got to be him.
Yeah.
And he finally shows up, and it is him.
It's so good too.
And
He's Alex Jones instead of like an actual news anchor. Oh, that's so fucking good.
And I did find it hilarious that you texted me, why is he bald?
Yeah, I was like,
because he's old.
Well, because the hair, the whole look from the Spider-Man
mustache
movies
is what matters when it comes to
it is what
Jameson.
matters ultimately, but it was like he just had a real Jameson look.
Because Jameson kind of looks like that now, though. He looks older.
Yeah, okay. That's so funny. I'm kind of glad there's not a multiverse.
Yeah.
Because that could have gotten real convoluted real fast.
Which Kevin Feige said there is.
Well,
but I don't give a fuck.
Let's introduce it later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's get through. We just took non-comic, like, mythos familiar people and gave them Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Like, that was a roll of the dice to make all of that shit,
yeah, like,
widespread, culturally popular and iconic. You know, it's going to take time for the next abstract thought kind of comic booky thing to put in the movies. It's going to be a minute before they break people's brains again.
So what do you think's next?
I think Galactus is next.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dude. Because the end credit scene, Fury's in space, so we're going to get a lot of space stuff. I don't know.
Which I know some people are theorizing that Fury has been in space, like, most of the time.
Yeah.
And the big thing that people point out there is, and I think it's silly, I don't believe it, but, like, people point out that, like, in Captain Marvel, in order to prove he's not a Skrull at one point, he says, I don't like eating toast if it's cut diagonally.
Yeah.
And in
Age of Ultron,
Age of Ultron he's eating it? Yeah.
Yeah. Which I would think that's kind of fucking rad that you played that long game, or if you
that was
didn't
indeed
know.
what they were trying to do.
Yeah, or they saw an opportunity to stick that in, like, later, because they came up with the story.
I could see that.
Like
they didn't think about it during Age of Ultron, but they were like,
and that movie did that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that movie did that a lot this time around with the bald guy getting fired in Iron Man.
Yeah.
And making him part of Mysterio. I like how Mysterio had a crew too. And it wasn't just him.
Yeah.
That made it so much more, like, believable and easier to swallow that.
I like that they reached out into all the Iron Man movies. They were really heavy-handed with Iron Man.
I mean,
but, like,
it is that introduction to the next.
It was kind of lame that bald guy from the first movie. It's like he got yelled at by Obadiah Stane. Now he's mad at fucking Tony Stark, and he's going to get Spider-Man for it.
I don't know. I liked it. He got fired. He still lost a job. You know what I mean? And
I'm not saying it wasn't a great movie. It's definitely the best Spider-Man movie.
I mean, you know, he was one of those people that got snubbed by I could see his motive. But I really like how it tied into Civil War with the holographic whatever TED Talk thing that Tony Stark did. Barf. God, that was really brilliant to tie into. I get all the Iron Man because we just lost Iron Man, so people want to. It's like weaning off a drug.
Yeah.
You know, we need a lot of Iron Man, but not Iron Man. And then showing, like, this. Remember when this happened in Iron Man? This next kid is Iron Man.
Yeah.
And
which I love. Happy.
Yeah.
I also think MJ is the best.
Yeah, she's
quote unquote MJ we're ever gonna have.
I think so. Come on, let's dye her hair red.
I know she's not Mary Jane.
Yeah.
But she's a great character.
Yeah.
And, like, I love her. I love how she was still kind of an awkward teenager.
Yeah.
But, like, also still, like, rad and like goth.
For sure.
Which, you know, is my aesthetic.
And plus, MJ was always hot in the comics, but I think a lot of the appeal was she was just rad. Like, she had a cool personality.
Yeah. Which MJ is very cute.
Yeah.
We're just too old to really...
I mean, we're conditioned. We have an MJ that we've had beaten
We do,
into
but when we got her, she was an adult.
It's true, too. I mean, I think it's great. I even like Flash. I was bummed out kind of in Homecoming when Flash wasn't, like, the jock. Because that was always the Flash we knew. Yeah. I don't care about, like, how he looks or, his nationality or anything like that. Or, that wasn't... Or I was put off that he was a nerd.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that he was a bully, but it was always like Flash Thompson was Peter's physical superior, but looked up to Spider-Man. Yeah. There was a weird dynamic there. So the fact that Flash isn't like the more brawn than brains.
He's just a jackass.
Yeah, he's just a dickhead. Yeah, he's just mean. And that's
he's a
cool,
douche.
I guess. Yeah.
And I mean, I like him. I really, really want in the next Spider-Man movie to have a scene specifically of him watching the news broadcast where they reveal Spider-Man's identity.
That's that.
And I've heard
it's gonna hit him.
Like, I don't remember if it was Brittany or Connie or who, but somebody said that they think he is going to suddenly start hating Spider-Man. I think otherwise. I believe that he will suddenly be treating it as if he had always been Peter's best friend.
Exactly. Try to cash in on his Flash Mob YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like he won't pick on Peter, but he won't leave him the fuck alone either. Exactly. I bet. Like, he'll just be like, "Come on, Pete. We've been buddies forever. I was only picking on you." Like, that's what I think's going to happen.
I mean, that's the smarter way to write it.
Yeah. And that's how he was kind of in the comic books. Like, he just suddenly had respect for Peter because he knew he was Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then he went to war and came back a badass with no legs. That was crazy. I want Nick Fury to have been a Skrull this whole time, because that's really neat. And I can
take or leave it.
I really think the only reason to be in space is because knowing what's out there with Thanos and stuff. Like, the Guardians always knew, but nobody on Earth knew.
Yeah.
So now that Carol has come back, essentially come back, she was kind of from space in a way, but she showed up, the Guardians showed up, we know Thor's kind of an alien thing. There's just no reason to stay on Earth. Like, you want to go find the next threats.
Yeah.
I think he might be starting Sword.
I think that. I also think that Annihilation Wave will be the next big wave.
Really? Interesting.
I feel like, and this is just my theory, Annihilation Wave will be the next big bad throughout the time that they're doing the Annihilation lead up and build up to the next, whether it be Avengers movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Is when they're going to start dropping hints about the Fantastic Four and maybe the X-Men. And then after the Annihilation Wave is when Galactus will come. And at that point, they will probably have just brought in the Fantastic Four and stuff like that. Like, I don't think they're done with the core crew that we have now.
Yeah, they can't.
I did hear that they're talking about making Shuri the next Black Panther.
Yeah, that's cool, because that's how it happened in the comics.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Which would also be a good Fantastic Four lead-in, because T'Challa was always close to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Or keep T'Challa as Black Panther for Wakanda, because at the end of Black Panther, because I watched it the other day, he opened like that school or embassy thing in New York.
Yeah.
So she could be the Black Panther in the U.S., helping like the Avengers and stuff locally.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Like, we could have two Black Panthers.
Anything's possible.
I mean, we could have two Black Panthers with when Killmonger had the other suit. Mm-hmm. Like, Shuri can make her own suit without any issue.
Yeah. Goddamn. You guys weren't even paying attention to us. We've been talking for fucking an hour.
Yeah. We had some really good stuff, too.
And the fucking Pro Tools froze up, and we did not notice it.
No.
And we have been talking all sorts of good stuff about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, the mystery of life, gods.
we
Demons.
figured out cold fusion.
Yeah.
And I forgot it.
We were able to prove life existing on other planets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
A ghost actually came in.
Yeah.
And said something and disappeared.
Yep.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's not something that... I'm kind of glad that didn't get recorded because that was kind of racist what he said.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But...
That's true. That was one of those kind of ghosts.
We digress. And we came up with evidence that the world is round, so Wakefield...
Eat a dick. Eat a round dick.
But we came up with an idea during that time to do an MCU commentary track through all the movies. So,
and since we've been sitting in this hot ass room talking to each other with these microphones in between us for no reason,
yeah,
we're gonna fucking 40 minutes.
We're gonna come back and just do that.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out.
Enjoy this super short episode of Nerd Cult Underground
because the movie ones are gonna be longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, from what I understand, some people don't like hour-long shows anyway.
No, fuck them.
If you're one of those people, let us know. Maybe we'll care.
Spoilers. I won't. I promise I won't.
Oh, follow us on the Instagram at Nerd Cult Underground.
The nerdiest cult underground. Buy our shirt. It's got our flat Earth fuckface friend on it.
Speaking of buying shirts,
I'm
gonna talk shit about Jay here for a second.
Me? Why? What did
Because
I do
I
to
keep
you?
asking him to make shirts or designs for me.
Oh my god, you have to remind me every day, dude.
For Nerd Cult Underground.
I didn't.
And he'll be like, I'll do it. I'm on it. I got you, boo. And then he'll be like, I just put my Spider-Man logo that I've had for 20 years on a different color shirt.
I did. Gotta cash in on the popularity. You have to remind me between 7 a.m. and 3. Because that's when I'm at my computer. And sometimes I think...
I even tried to offer him money, and he was like, no money necessary.
No, because you just have to remind me. That's the financial give here, is you have to constantly remind me.
Okay.
So between 7 and 3. Every day but Tuesday and Wednesday now.
I can get out of this hot ass room.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Short attention span.